Hello, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Logan from the System Explorer here, and today we are going to be taking a look at ProPresenter 7 and how to get the most out of three screens. So let's take a look for one and see what I mean. So we have three screens here connected. We're just connected over NDI just so you guys can be able to see how to basically get the best of your screens. So let's take a look at them. So this is what the majority of people do. So they will just have three screens that are mirrored with no real um, like spanning or anything. So this is exactly what you're gonna see. So no matter what I click in media, it's just gonna be shown the same image on each screen, and you can see it right up here. That's not the best way to do it. Now, we're going to take a look at what to do. So, if we go into configure screens here, you can see that I have three screens um, that you just saw here, right here, and they are mirrored. Now, before I do this, we're going to go into our media, and we are just going to go into scaling, and we're going to stretch it to fill. You'll see why. So what happens if I take that mirror and I turn it into a group? So now watch what happens. So mirror shows it like this. If I group it, only the middle is going to show here. And you can also see it right up here. So that just basically turns three 720p displays into one big display that is 3840 wide by 720 tall. So that'll work. I can just show me my slides, but it's just going to be black on the left and right. Now, why did I just tell ProPresenter to um, stretch and fill? If I click it one more time, it's going to stretch amongst the three screens here. And you can see up here in the preview that it's full screen. Now, what if I click onto a video that isn't stretched? It's just going to play in the middle or on the middle screen, essentially. So let's kind of um, adjust our screen. So we're going to go back into configure. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to add this audience screen, and we're going to take our first screen. This is our left screen. This is NDI1. NDI1 is the left black portion that you see right now. I'm going to click it, and you're going to have three buttons here. You're going to have reassign to new, assign to all, and just cancel. Cancel, you just don't want to do it. Instead of doing this one, we're going to assign it to all. So now, this is showing. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mirror this, and we just want two outputs. We want our left screen and our right screen. So instead of creating a new NDI, because we don't want to just like create a whole new display, we're just going to hit NDI 3. Watch this. It's the same on the third screen. Now, what is special about this is that our ultra wide is just in the middle here. There's no middle screen. So If I tell this to stretch to fill, and then I click it again, it's going to basically be stretched, and our left and our right screen is going to show the mirrored image. And you can see up here that it's stretched. I don't want our left and right to show media. I just want it to be on our ultra wide. We're going to get into that in just a minute. Before we do that, we're going to create one more screen. We're going to rename this to be left, right, something like that. And we're going to name this ultra wide, just like that. Next up, we're going to just create a plus, and we're going to do NDI2 here. That's going to be our middle screen. So we're just going to rename that middle, just like that. All right, now we can close and go into looks here. So we're going to go into just a song, and we are going to just click on a lyric here. So now you see that it's on our left screen, our middle screen, and our right screen. So now what we can do is go back into looks here. We can create a new look, and what I want to do here is tell ProPresenter that I want our media on ultra wide with our slide being our lyrics or whatever on the left and the right. So now we can configure. So I don't want media on these two. I just want it here. I don't want ultra wide or middle to show lyrics. And then we'll just turn the rest of these off. We don't need these. We're not going to connect up a camera, so we'll just turn these off. And then we're going to make it live and watch the screens. So just like that, our ultra wide is spanning across all three screens, and our text is on the left and the right. Now, what if I want text everywhere? So instead of doing a new preset, I just like to duplicate. I can rename that. So I can say slide is on left, middle, and right. So now what I can do is just click that, make that live, and now text shows up in the middle as well. So here's our two. I can just switch between these just like that. So now, what if the pastor is speaking, or we have a speaker, and you want like their image to be just in the middle, just don't change, and you want whatever they're talking about to be on your left and your right screens. What we can do is we can just right click that and hit duplicate again. We'll rename it, and we're just going to say media middle instead of ultra wide, and do slide LR. So now in our looks, we can turn that off. We want the media to be in the middle, no text, and we want our slide. Now I will keep this on just as a backup because people might click clear slide. We want to have a fallback. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go into the talking points here, and we're just going to click this over into the presentation. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to just paste that and convert that into a slide just so we can have a um, just like a clear out slide essentially. So now what I can do is I can go into action, audience look, and I want this. Now in looks, you can name it whatever you want. So let's say you just rename it to speaker look. So now instead of that, you'll especially for volunteers, speaker look will be a lot better just for like when they're setting up. So now what we can do is just click it, and it's just going to do that. When I click on the next slide, whoa. Oh, these are backgrounds. Okay, so let's convert these to slides. It's just going to change just like that and be on the left and the right. If we change over to a song and I put up lyrics, because I have that fallback, it's going to use that picture as the background instead of like a motion background and just put text right over it. So if I go back here, I can just put up the text and then just switch to my background. So this is just a little bit of a look into the best possible way to set up 3 screens. Now there's so much more you can do. One more thing I really want to talk about before we go is setting up a live stream. So with this, because you are using multiple software screens, ProPresenter is going to look at that and be like, so let's say you stream and you stream ultra wide. If you look at ultra wide here, there's nothing there. So there's no possible way for any signal to get out. So what you can do is we're going to create a new placeholder. We're just going to make this 720p, just like the rest, and we just want a single screen. So what we can do now is go into edit looks, and for lyrics, we just want to keep everything on. For mirrored lyrics, same thing, just keep everything on. And for speaker, just keep everything on. So now if we switch over to our stream, in fact, before we do that, we're going to rename our screen to stream. And now what it's going to do is essentially take the left and right and basically just spit it onto our stream. So what I can do as well is pull up another song, and it's just going to take the picture and our lyrics. So what I can do is just put up the background, and it's just going to do that. Another thing you can do is if you have cameras connected, you can tell the look. Instead of using media, just do a video output, and you can use like Decklink Duo or just like a camera connected, always on. Now, another thing you might notice here is that our video is mirrored instead of stretched. That's because of the look. We don't have our look connected to the song. So what I can just do is tell it to go on the left and the right, just like how it is, but stretch the media. When I click it though, it's just gonna be like that until I tell ProPresenter that I want this stretched. And put it back on, and there we go. Just like that. Super, super simple. It's only gonna take a couple minutes to set up. You will have to adjust your looks depending on how you want it to actually look on the stream and on your 3 screens. If you don't have 3 screens but only 2, do the same process but just for 2 screens instead. Just remember that you have to have one ultra wide screen just like this. It has to be undergrouped. Then your left and your right screen, your middle screen, and then if you are streaming out to like YouTube or Facebook or some other streaming platform, just like that. And you can see right up here that it takes what the left and the right screen has and just spits it right up there. In the next video, we're going to take a look into how to adjust your stream to show different things and the best way to use themes. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope this was really informational for you. Drop a like if you liked it. If you didn't, that other button works too. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.